In today's PowerPoint, we'll be looking at liberal arts and engineering. This might be chapter 20 or 21, depending on your textbook. The connections that we'll discuss in this chapter refer to the connections that exist between the engineering courses and all those others that are referred to as liberal arts or your soft courses. And this includes courses like literature, history, music, art, social studies, and philosophy. So as an engineer, you really won't be sitting at your desk all day putting square pegs into square holes and round pegs into round holes. As a matter of fact, you're going to be investigating the world around you and really creatively imagining how you're going to solve these problems with in which you're confronted with. You're not going to be a machine. You're going to be a living, breathing problem solver. So the problem solving requires quite a creative and a very active mind. And liberal arts will help you improve your intellectual competence and also expand your creativity. Okay, so one of the advantages that liberal arts courses will give you is that it's going to increase your broadness. It's going to give you practice at looking at many directions or looking in many directions at once. It's going to force you to ask questions about areas that don't have, answers that are preset, and also to evaluate why you have chosen the answers that you have. So to more critically think of the situations that you're in, and also creatively think about the solutions that may appear before you. It allows you to grow and become more qualified to look at the world around you. The world that we're going to, that we live in, the world that we're going to pursue our careers in and work in, is a world full of people who may not always act in the obvious, predictable ways. So liberal arts courses can give you the skills that are required in the real world beyond school. Okay, so not everything is going to be a formula or an equation. Things are unpredictable, and liberal arts can kind of give you that wider worldview. It could also improve your perspective. There's a strong tendency to become one-sided in modern life and in college and in school. This creates a very dangerous blind spots and stresses. We tend to focus on just getting that good job after we graduate. Our very, time-consuming and difficult studies makes it even easier to become one-sided and kind of like tunnel vision. So we need philosophy to teach us a wide range of reasoning and to appreciate the seriousness of our duty to use it right. So I think that the chapter that we took in ethics was, I was very happy to see that as part of the curriculum, and that's an example of liberal arts courses and topics that what you would learn kind of increases that broadness that's in your program. So psychology, social sciences, anthropology helps us see that there's two sides to everything, that we don't always see our own motivations clearly, and that imbalance creates disease in society and in ourselves. The awareness that we may be too one-sided or too tunnel vision is important, and it's important to be mindful of that. Engineers in particular need to learn that a technology is a double-edged sword, the use of which is going to require great judgment. So when we study history, we learn a perspective that can keep us humble, and despite the powerful techniques in science, history provides us with many role models and also shows us how risky life can be. It can really humble us and teach us many good lessons. It also improves balance. The cultivation of an appreciation of art and its importance to the engineering field will allow you to see how the artists work within the media and how the public is affected by their efforts. So the insights that you gain will tell you that people don't always look at life with the scientific eyes, and many times they'll look at it with their hearts. And it's really important to remember this when you enter the work world, that sometimes the decisions made are far beyond the logical, pragmatic ones from your engineering point of view, and it's important to understand that and to keep that in mind and be mindful of that. And learning or taking liberal arts courses also helps to keep this perspective. Even when you work at specialized jobs, including engineering, this outlook can be thought of as a balance of views, energy, thought, emotion, all working together. So liberal arts can really enrich our personal lives with new knowledge, insights, and the textbook says also a keener approach to beauty. Improving people skills, that's a definite plus of taking liberal arts courses. The people factors are always involved in the answers to these questions. Engineers need to know about people and how they act and react. The liberal education that you receive in your university program will provide you with the tools that you need to understand people issues, issues that may not have been considered noteworthy generations ago. Okay, it will help you become aware of things that modern tech tendencies avoid or neglect. It can also improve your sense of duty. People look to engineers to provide them with clean water, safe homes and transportation systems, warm places to sleep, work environments that won't injure them or kill them, keep them safe, neighborhoods that are free of toxic fumes, and lakes uncongested with algae and other toxic things. And with technology experts who will not mislead them into putting too much focus on material goods in the first place. So as you work to achieve these goals, the engineering profession will improve. You play a large part in the betterment of the world as the next generation, but it will only improve with the human element as its core concern. So the liberal arts elevate, integrate, and unify the standards of the profession. They focus them on the human, and it creates greater awareness and esteem for the engineer, to remind the engineer that it is, after all, we're working for our fellow beings. Okay, that is at the heart of it all. So in summary, you're really on the threshold of great and humble undertakings. You'll be able to investigate the laws of science, examine data that will prove your assumptions, learn the ways of engineering, and contribute to a better world. As a complete engineer and as a whole person, you won't only just understand scientific parameters, but you also understand the people and the world in which you provide your services. Always remember to keep people at the heart of all things. So for the class activity today, we're going to have a personal reflection. And you're going to write this individually. So this is not a group assignment. This is an individual assignment, just like your previous one. The department chairman, let's pretend this scenario. So the department chairman within your major has selected you to explain to other students, new students, incoming freshmen, why non-engineering, why non-technical courses are important to engineers, are important to other students like you. So I would like you to discuss the role of non-engineering courses that can play in one's engineering career. So talk about why it's important, how it can be enriching, and why it's significant that you learn these non-technical courses. And please make that 800 words.